will give you free beer to unfollow us on social media. It is the Brewmance on the radio. I am Mike Russell.
I'm Rob Hunter.
Each and every week we get together, chat about the life of the beer industry, and we celebrate with our beer of the week. This week comes from Lumberyard Brewing Company. We did it. We went all 4 weeks. Oktoberfest Märzen. Yes, an Oktoberfest. Yes. Oh, yeah. And by the way, here's a fun fact about the Brewmance. Rob Hunter has never seen Beer Fest.
I know.
The movie Beer Fest.
It's terrible.
We need to work on that.
We do need to work on that. It's terrible.
All right,
terrible.
we will get to this and rate it on the Beerometer. I was talking about unfollowing us and getting free beer. Yes, says Miller Lite. Miller Brewing Company has a campaign to get you off of social media. Says studies will show, Rob Hunter, that 5.5 years of your life will be spent on social media. They are putting their money where their mouth is and their beer where their social is, saying, unfollow us, and we'll give you free beer.
With this headline, a few friends are better than a few thousand followers. We're going dark on social media. See you IRL in real life. Hashtag it's Miller time. So the idea here, Mike, is exactly that. So you have to submit. You have to take proof that you unfollowed. You have to take a picture, screenshot on your phone. Mm-hmm. You've got to send it to some account, and they're going to Venmo you the money if you show that you bought a beer at a particular bar or spot in certain states.
Fantastic. I think it's a good idea. And the reason why I think it's a good idea, and of course they're vibing off their It's Miller Time ads from back in the day. They said it's still a strong brand, it's still strong marketing, and they're doing this to make a point. I don't think that they're going to throw away their social media accounts. They will be back because
and they're probably going to announce a new beer on social media in 2 weeks.
And it's fine. And they'll have all those followers will come back, and it's great. But here's the deal. I saw this, and I immediately thought of you and I, what we do here at the Brewmance, both on the podcast and on the radio, and the events that we do in the charity beers. We are all about community. We want you to have relationships with real people, not with accounts and pages.
Well, and this is my big thing, Mike, and you know, because you hear me rant about this all the time, off the air, where we're just hanging out, drinking beers, we're at a brewery or whatever. I think we've kind of created this virtual reality world that we think is real because we see all these amazing posts on social media and so-and-so's living this fantastic life and they're in Cabo living it up. Meanwhile, they're broke as hell. Meanwhile, they got credit card debt up the wazoo. And you know, but you don't know that because they're not posting their credit card bills on their photos.
Exactly.
And you're always like, how are these people doing this? They're not. It's fake. It's not real. They went to Cabo. They took 1,000 photos, and they're going to post it every now and again to make it seem like, wow, they're in Cabo again? Amazing.
I did see something that said if the Instagram servers go down, boom, you're not a model anymore. Because social media has created its own world, even that there's social media influencers and entrepreneurs and social media models and the like. There's nothing real about it. It's all fake. It's like Bitcoin is exactly what it is. We've created fake money.
Yep.
Not even going to print it. Just here it is. It's digital.
Exactly. But a lot of people think it's real, so they're investing in it. They're buying and trading it and selling it. And some people are really smart because they converted it back to actual real money and said, got you on that one. It went up 1,000%. I just made a bunch of money. But here's one problem about this Miller Lite. I do like the idea because, again, it encourages exactly what they stole our idea. Thanks a lot, Miller Lite. You've been listening to the podcasts. Available for you everywhere you listen to podcasts. And they were like, yeah, it's a great idea, Brewmance. We want people to bring together. So maximum rebate you can get is $8 in certain states. Other states, you can only get a refund of $2 based on laws in those states.
Okay.
In Arizona,
yes,
no go.
Dang it. Yep. Why?
There are a handful of states that do not allow this type of promotion and therefore cannot receive a free beer from Miller Lite. Alabama, Arizona, Arkansas, and there's a bunch more too.
Okay.
Like, why are we in that group?
Just the A states?
Well, that's what it is. I'm trying to 3,
realize there was a list.
6, 9, 12, like 16 states, it looks like you cannot do this.
Okay.
And that's why beers...
So a third of the country can't make it happen.
Yeah, but it's still a fantastic idea. So I wonder what they would do if you tried to do it from Arizona. Like, well, we can't do it, but hey, congratulations. You actually sat down with a person and talked to them.
I like it because, of course, it is, them and Bud, I think them, Budweiser, and Nike are probably the 3 best advertisers that we've known. I think Apple might be up there in some cases as far as the corporate level here in the United States. So they're doing this for a reason. They're not doing this to go out of business. They're not doing this to destroy their social media following. They are doing it simply for a marketing gimmick, and I like it because there is benefit to it. Unfortunately, you have to drink a Miller Lite and prove that you drank a Miller Lite. The cool thing is $2 might get you 4 Miller Lites. So that works.
These states are $8. Well, what are you buying? The whole case?
You could buy a 30-pack for $8.
Maximum rebate's $8, but not all states are eligible for the free beer. But $8, that's
but
crazy.
Good for them. This is a fantastic marketing campaign, but it gets to the ultimate goal of the Brewmance, which is connection, community, and just getting out and doing something.
And they even have a website set up for unfollowmillerlite.com. Like, that's pretty funny.
I love it.
Now, speaking of, Miller Lite is also being accused of stealing the Bud Light recipe.
Oh, boy.
Look, let's just call it what it is. No one is stealing the Bud Light recipe. No one.
Okay. By the way, I always know Coca-Cola has had their recipe has been secret since Coca-Cola. Since they were using cocaine in it, and since it was green, so they had to change it. They had to change it up and say, let's put the secret sauce over here. So everybody knows that that's a secret deal. I didn't know Bud Light was a secret recipe. Did you know Bud Light was a secret recipe?
No.
And I would challenge you to change my mind on this.
Okay.
I don't think any brewer in Arizona worth their salt. Let's just say the bigs. The big brewers in Arizona, the big names like Brian Helton and Jordan now with Dark Sky. Matt at Oso. I think each of them would look at you and go, "I can make Bud Light. Like I can make Bud Light almost to the exact whatever bitter unit, whatever it is that you're going to rate it by. I can nail a Bud Light."
Yeah.
I don't understand why it's a big secret.
Well, no,
why you think it's a big secret.
But that's what so when it comes down to Miller Lite getting publicity for telling people to unfollow them on social media, it's kind of the same thing.
But understand this. Coca-Cola, Bush Beans. You had
to bring in the beans.
Yeah, they got the talking dog and all that. And then Bud Light. Yeah, can you go to a store these days and look at a shelf and not see a name brand product and then name the store you're at? Their product that says compared to the ingredients of, and it's the name brand product next to, and half the price.
Yeah.
So we know how to dissect anything made, whether it be food, drinks, medicine, whatever it is. We can dissect those to the point where we know the ingredients.
The world's largest brewer claimed Thursday in U.S. court documents Miller Coors, a subsidiary of Molson Coors, has obtained the precise recipes for some of its most popular beers, which it considers trade secrets. They're not going to repackage it.
Where did I miss that? Did I skip that day in class? Was I sick?
Well, Molson Coors owns Miller Coors.
I didn't know. This is what I'm saying. I did not know Molson Coors owned Miller Coors. I had no idea.
It was like three big beer companies.
I said Miller Coors. Yeah. That's exactly what I said earlier in the program. I did not know there was a Molson Coors.
There is a Molson Coors.
Dang, Canadians showed up.
Look at that.
Canadians come wrecking this joint.
You hoser.
They bought half of the valley here in Arizona.
It's true.
So now they're buying our beer companies as well? By the way, if you do live in Arizona, it is snowbird season. They are back and they are another year older. Be careful.
Change your driving patterns.
They're on the roads.
Yeah.
And for those outside of Arizona, snowbirds are simply those people that have winter homes here in Arizona, and they're usually retirees that have a problem following the rules of the road, including speed limits.
By the way, especially because Canadians, the left lane is our I'm going to pass you lane.
Yes.
Canada, it's not that way.
Oh, boy.
Because I went to Canada like 5-6 years ago.
Okay.
And I was driving along, and, I was up like north of Seattle, up by Blaine, Washington, and you have the Canadian kind of driftovers. And I'm like, why is everybody going so slow in the left lane? Because in Canada, that's not the way they do things. So the Canadians just drive how they drive.
I don't think they drive fast anywhere.
That's
I think
true.
Every lane is the slow lane in Canada.
Well, that's because they're kilometers. You can't do the math.
Oh,
they still
no
think
one
it's
can
kilometers.
do the math. It's exactly what it is.
Oh, it's 65. Must be kilometers.
Yes.
You're going like 12 miles per hour.
Oh, my gosh.
Speed it up.
And no, it is not a suggestion, and no, it is not a limit. It is a minimum. You need to be going that speed.
Yeah, the actual speed limit is when they pull you over for speeding, which is typically 10 or more above the speed limit. So the actual
7, is it 10?
It just depends. I've always been told 10 by cop buddies, by anyone involved in law enforcement that I've asked that question always says, oh, yeah, we don't really mess with you unless it's 10 over.
Because it's paperwork. There wouldn't be paperwork to show up at court for, 5. And it used to be don't tell them you're going to challenge them in court because the cop will never show up or something like that. Now they're getting dinged for it if they don't. Mm-hmm. That's going bye-bye.
Yeah, exactly. So, keep between 7 and 10. You're usually pretty safe.
And don't drink and drive.
No, don't be an idiot.
See?
That's all we're asking. Don't be an idiot anywhere on the road. Be responsible. We are the Brewmance. His name is Mike Russell. My name is Rob Hunter. You can find us online at brewmance.beer. Also on KFY.com. We have a section there. You click the on-air button. We got the Brewmance there for you. We got tons of content for you. Not only do we do this radio show, we have a podcast available for you in the iHeartRadio app. Pull out your app, type in the Brewmance, scroll down to the podcast section. You'll find it right there. Just give us a little follow. It'll be fantastic.
And it's free if you click our button.
Hey now.
Hey now.
Like free like Miller Lite beer, baby, except in Arizona. In a moment, a charity event going down next week we want to tell you about. It's 550 KFYI. It's called Brews for Drew, a charity event happening next week right here in the Valley. We want to tell you all about it because we want you to support the cause. This is the Brewmance on the radio. My name is Rob Hunter.
I am Mike Russell.
We gather together each week. There's not a University of Arizona football game that interrupts us. And we hang out and we connect you to the beer culture, not only in Arizona, but across the country, and the world. Oh, yeah.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah.
Every week we have a beer of the week. We are batting 1,000 on local brews, and by local I mean within the borders of Arizona. Lumberyard this week is called up for their Oktoberfest, another commitment we made to sticking to Oktoberfest beers through October. Next month we're going to go to all this pumpkin stuff.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which I'm not really feeling.
I know, but then we're doing an advent calendar for German beers in December, so that'll make you feel better.
Oh man,
there's a lot of Weisses and wheat stuff in there for you, pal. Your favorite beers.
Yeah, it's going to be a struggle.
Tell me about Brews.
I'm going to start watching Lifetime movies of holidays because I'll be like, oh, I'm so sick of these beers. I need something to change up my routine.
So you're going to watch
Lifetime. I don't know where I went there. Advent calendar, drinking German beer, watching. I'll drink all of them in one day if I watch Lifetime.
That became some kind of fetish site right there.
Yeah.
You went from freaky German beers to Lifetime, watching Lifetime and crying while drinking freaky German beers.
All those actors and actresses we watched when we were kids that are out of work. Now they're like 45 doing Hallmark movies.
My sister and my mom are like junkies with that. They
watch
the Hallmark channel all holiday season.
Yeah, get you in the spirit. And plus it feels good and there's love involved. It's so fun.
Nope,
not watching it.
I'd rather go watch Zombieland.
I'd rather not watch TV for a month.
No, just Zombieland. Let's go. Just see some zombies.
Mm-hmm. Zombies. All right, so Brews for Drew. So if you check out our podcasts on the iHeartRadio app, type in the Brewmance, scroll down to the podcast section, click on it, follow it. Brews for Drew. We talked to our buddy Joey Bradfitch. He's the executive producer of the John Jan Rich Show and Kiss 104.7, their sister station here at 550 KFY. So he and his wife Chanel are raising money for hospice in the Valley because it's very personal for them. And this was what was so fantastic about this story. So Chanel's father passed away a few years ago, 6-7 years ago, from brain cancer. He had a brain tumor, glioblastoma.
There you go. Nicely done.
I know, huh? Looked up my medical terms.
Dang, man. That's what my father died the same.
Yeah. So Drew was at Hospice of the Valley during his final days, and Joey told us that they treated him so well, and the staff is so amazing, they wanted to figure out a way to give back. And they knew that Joey's father-in-law, Chanel's dad, Drew, loved beer.
Yes.
So we already like Drew already.
Yeah, we're fans of you, Drew.
Yeah, we're already fans. So they wanted to team up with a local brewery, which they did. 12 West is going to donate next Saturday, November 2nd, every can of Zona Pilsner that's sold in their brewery that day will be donated to Hospice of the Valley.
Every penny.
Yep, every penny.
That's way cool. And they're not alone in this as well. That there's other local spots that are taking care and kicking in the dough, too. Mm-hmm. A pizza joint as well. They've got their very own pizza made for Drew as well.
It's Fire and Brimstone Pizza. Fire and Brimstone Pizza is donating money from pizza sales, including the Enchiladad.
Yes. And
That's
it's
cool.
Enchiladad, but he's from the East Coast, so he has an accent.
I have trouble saying that one. It's true.
Enchiladad. It doesn't sound right. So if you can get over there, if you can get over to their website and you can donate, you don't have to be there. You can donate. There's raffles. There's great prizes. There's a lot of people throughout the Valley who kicked in a lot of money. Hospice of the Valley is one of the most amazing organizations we have. Talk about just a giving, loving organization. And then Lynn Sue Cooney's involved as well.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I don't know if she'll be there or not, but
well, again, it's happening.
Holla at your boy.
1 week from today. Call Mike. Call Mike, Lynn Sue. It's okay. You can do it. It's at Bar None in Gilbert. I think it's Higley and Ray, but it's like this cool co-op space where the 12 West Brewery is, the Fire and Brimstone Pizza is, and a bunch of other stuff in there as well. The raffle portion that Joey and Chanel are putting on, 12 to 4. Again, all the proceeds going to Hospice of the Valley. They're not keeping $1, not keeping a dime. And shout out to 12 West and Fire and Brimstone for hooking up. That's pretty cool. We like to help the Brewmance as the Brewmance. We like to help when there's cool causes going on. So I think that's pretty cool. Speaking of cool causes, not a charitable cause, a charitable cause for a man named Sam. Tell me about this.
Sam, that's right. Grand Rapids, Michigan. Man's working in the office spaces above New Holland's Knickerbocker. He's getting a steady stream of free beer sent to him, all because he works above the bar. And he put a sign in the bar that says this: please send beer to Sam on floor 3. Thank you.
Awesome.
That's it. Not I'm raising beer. I'm raising money for a charity with this beer. This is not a I'm broke and just need some. I love beer and I have no money for beer. He just wanted to have people send him beer. So far this year, 85 beers have been sent up to my man just because he put an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper that said, please send beer to Sam on the 3rd floor. Thank you.
I love it. See, so I've been, doing some personal development stuff, listening to some Tony Robbins tapes, things like that.
Yeah.
And one of the things they tell you.
I'm glad you took the fire coals out of the office,
I did.
though, because I was getting
I like to walk across it, man. I'm a fire walker.
It was getting disruptive.
It is, but it's fun. You get up there, you do your thing, and you walk on some coals, you're feeling like you can conquer the world.
There was not a place for it in the office here.
It's true. Okay. It's true. So I put it under Mike Broomhead's seat to see how he likes it here at 550 KFY. But what they often tell you, all these personal development people, you never know what answer you're going to get until you actually ask the question. This is exactly what he's doing. So because he asked, he didn't get a bunch of no's. How many beers did he get?
85 so far.
85 beers. So 85 people said yes because he asked a question of something he thought would be funny. I think what'd you say? He was watching a soccer match or something.
Yeah. And so, but here's the deal, though. That's a couple beers a week you get just by putting a sign up.
Exactly.
That's saving you like $10 a week.
Hold on. I'm writing the sign right now, putting in the KFY window. Mm-hmm. Bring, please, I'm going to ask a question.
Okay.
Not make a statement.
Okay.
Can you bring the Brewmance beer? Question mark. Put in the
window. Put
in the window.
Place here with an arrow right down there.
Exactly.
Yeah, right down the bottom.
Yeah, so that's a beautiful thing. I love that. That's fantastic. Now, have you ever asked anyone for anything crazy like this? If you're like, I want this. I never have. I'm too much of a chicken, so now I have to figure out what I want to ask for.
I don't know if I've asked for anything crazy. I've sold darn near everything in this planet, so I don't know if I've asked for crazy, though. I don't know if I've done that and just, hey, do something for me.
What's the craziest thing you sold?
I don't think I've ever done that.
What's the hardest thing to sell?
Oh, man. Oh, boy. Used cars?
Oh, yeah. I could see that.
All right. And they were my own. I was getting them in an auction and fixing them up and selling them. Well, fixing them up. I washed the dang thing. Tried to flip it like
like
a $300 or $400 profit on that thing and just saving up for the car that I wanted. So, but that was just weird. It was just the everything that you got. It was crazy.
Yeah. And you had a price. Okay. So if I'm buying this car for $500, I need to sell it for $800.
Yep. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it just took a detailing. That's all it did. Take it from the auction, put it onto that back in the day of the Auto Trader.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
The actual magazine.
The magazine, the Auto Trader that you'd go to Circle K or whatever and grab off the magazine rack.
You know, it's fun. I think I used to look at the Auto Trader like when I was 12. Not whenever I could buy a car or drive one legally. Right. I would look there and be like, these cars are so cool. And then by the time I got to drive one, I was so happy that my grandmother sold me a car for $1 because she didn't drive it. I was like, I didn't even care. I didn't care. I don't care. I'll take this Buick LeSabre. It's the greatest thing in the world.
Wait a second. Why did she sell it to you for $1? Was there some tax ramifications in a trust?
There is. Yeah. Well, it's a law. At least in Massachusetts, it was a law. You can't give someone a car. You had to sell it for $1, or there was some kind of penalty that you had to pay. So I had to give my grandmother $1 for the 1984 Buick LeSabre, which was my grandfather's car, but he'd passed away by that point. So she literally kept it for me. She's like, car's in good shape. So I got 1994 is when I started driving. Car's 10 years old, had 35,000 miles on it.
Robbie, I want you to go to the corner and get yourself an ice cream cone. Here's $1 right here. And then you take that $1. Hey, Grandma, I got a better idea for this $1. How about the LeSabre in the driveway?
I'm going to trade it. I'm going to trade up. I'm going to get my vanilla. Nah, I'm going to get this Buick LeSabre. It was one of those cars, too, where I never replaced the shocks. So you'd hit a bump and you'd like... It'd be like
that
bouncing.
Thing just bounces.
Oh,
yeah.
So good. It's like 20 feet long.
Like
it's a great car.
Crown Vics.
Oh, yeah.
It's a big ride, dude. It's a boat.
Definitely a boat.
Yeah, parking the thing, forget about it. Did you have parking anxiety?
At first, yeah.
Dude, I still with my truck. My 150. I still park out in the I don't even worry about it. I go, why mess around? You know
I only do that because people are idiots and always bump into my car. They can't mess with Optimus, man. Optimus can't be dinged up.
But here's the key. Have you been to Manhattan? Obviously, you travel all over the place.
I drove the Buick actually in Manhattan.
Okay, did you notice like these luxury cars, these Mercedes and stuff with dents?
Oh yeah,
dented bumpers both sides. Yeah. Because they park like that, just bump, back, like a little ping pong bump, going back and forth. It freaked me out.
Like,
man,
bing,
that entire town gave me so much anxiety. I didn't know what to do with myself. Gave me so much anxiety.
There's not a lot of space.
No.
For anything.
I was at a shop and trying to get a bagel, and I go to a New York deli. How cool is this? I'm going to go get some bagels and this and that. I'm second in line. Some jabroni behind me just starts screaming his order above me. Right over my head, and they start making his order.
You're like, hey!
I'm like, I'm getting out of here. You guys suck.
Like, listen here.
You deserve the Yankees.
Yeah, and the Mets. Have both. That's how much we love you.
That's why my Dodgers left New York, because you guys are a bunch of slappies.
That's right. Like, we want some more space.
That's right.
Now California doesn't have any space.
Yeah, exactly.
So there you go.
Share stadiums with 5 other teams.
We are the Brewmance. His name is Mike Russell. My name is Rob Hunter. Appreciate you joining us. You can find us on Instagram at _Brewmance. Keep up with all our content, all of our ongoings, and some just really cool beer can art, beer drinking art.
There you go.
Goofy stuff.
Sure.
We'll be back in a second.
Ladies, it's time to take the beer cans out of your cleavage and dress like a beer can. That's right. It is Halloween here at the Brewmance. This is Brewmance on the radio. He's Rob Hunter. I'm Mike Russell. This week's Beer of the Week comes to us from Flagstaff. Comes to Lumberyard Brewing. Oktoberfest Märzen. We will get to that on how it rates on the Beerometer. I'll get that out properly. We will get to that and how it rates on our Beerometer at the end of the show. But okay, so Halloween is here. Halloween is upon us. Are you going to dress up? Are you doing anything for the Halloween deal? Now you kind of give the kind of no. But I've seen you dress up. I've seen you dress up.
I don't really like it. I feel weird when I dress up. Like what I might do, because we have some kids in the hood. So I'll go out there and I'll sit out there and I'll drink some beers. The kids come over, we'll give them some candy. It'll be great. I might wear my Dumb and Dumber onesie.
Okay, nice. So you also have the Han Solo, which I was impressed with. Yes, you have the Han Solo.
I do have the Han Solo.
Yeah. And then Lady Brewmance could do the whole, Princess Leia vibe. She got that wig.
Oh, yeah.
You know what's going on.
As long as she doesn't make out with her brother. I just know, don't make out with your brother.
Okay, that's weird, dude.
She doesn't have a brother. Weird. Well, it's just because
they know. Okay.
Obviously got the story.
They didn't make out.
Oh,
she
they made
kissed
out.
him. Is that making out in your world?
That back when I was 6 watching that movie, it was. Shoot,
yeah,
I'm just saying.
They both thought it was, too.
Yeah, I'm just not a bit. I've never been that into it. I feel kind of weird. I don't know why.
I'm dressing up.
What are you dressing up as?
I'm going all in.
Yeah?
I got a full, real, big boy Jedi costume.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty dialed in.
Well, good, because if we throw a Star Wars-themed Christmas party where Amy and I did dress up as Han and Leia.
That's right.
You can rock the full-length Jedi outfit.
I will, but here's my problem. Here's my dilemma. I'm not even going to be in town. I'm going to be out camping, so I will be in my campsite in full Jedi garb.
Really?
Because it's Halloween. Why not?
That's fantastic.
I know. Maybe there's going to be some kids roll by. Maybe they're going camping with their family.
Here's some deer meat.
Got candy.
Here's some venison.
No, I'm going to have at least a beer for the dad, maybe some candy for the kids,
That's what we should do.
What should we do?
Beer Halloween.
Yes.
Okay, 2020.
Okay. Brewmance,
not
Halloween, which basically
you can wear your whole costume into with a Brewmance.
It's just an excuse to wear nothing out in public.
But the problem is the people that wear that. I'm too old now, or I don't want to go to parties where they're at because I'm like, you're too old. You too.
There's some cougars out there rocking the whole thing. Yeah,
that's true. I went to a Halloween party actually last year.
3.
Oh yeah, it's fine.
Yep.
Whatever.
Okay.
Went to a Halloween party last year. There was I don't know if she was Catwoman. I was like, hi. Don't mind my wife standing right next to me, but hi. How are you? I'm Bill.
Hi, Bill. I'm Mike from the Brewmance.
Hi, my name is Mike Russell. You can find me on Twitter if you would like. But here we go. We got some costumes for you. It's the standard ones. You got your beer glasses. You're a full beer glass. You can do it as a couple. You and Jody can go out and rock
look at that.
Rock the couple.
I like the ones that actually have the beer coming out of their head, like somebody smashed a beer and they do the nice blood work around there and they stick it to their forehead. Because that's a simple costume, but it's fantastic.
The beer superhero costume's pretty cool. It's always Batman, Batwoman, blah, blah, blah. Be the real hero of the party. Dress up as Beer
Duffman.
Man or Beer Woman?
That's got to be Duff Man, right? Duff Man from The Simpsons?
Well, the picture they show in this article is basically a kind of like a female warrior, but she has a shield, and on the shield is all bottle caps.
Ooh, like our bottle cap table, like
Exactly.
our Brewmance bottle cap.
Mm-hmm. Check out the Brewmance on Instagram to see pictures of the awesome Brewmance table that Mike made at the _Brewmance. She is not unattractive.
I was going to, but before I knew that I wouldn't be running around the hood scaring people, I was going to do the Han Solo in carbonite. Have you seen this? It's an inflatable.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
It's basically just a raft.
That's cool.
With places for your face and your hands.
You can get that and just go in the pool and lay in the pool and
I
float in the pool.
know, that's why I wanted it.
And not get sunburned.
I know this.
Oh, my goodness.
See?
We're going to do beer reviews in that costume.
Yeah.
It's going to be fantastic.
I don't know. I'll show you the costume a little later. Might be a little challenging.
I can't move my hands. I'm frozen in carbonite. I'm stuck.
Leia!
Give me some beer.
Where's Jabba? Where's that waitress?
The stay in carbonite would have been better if they had craft beer.
Seriously.
Come on, Jabba.
I wouldn't mind being frozen in carbonite. Just take a nap for a long time. Just I don't care. Just knock me out for a bit.
I just want to see. You just want to see how much a lady's going to come rescue you. Like, this is what you want to see. This is a real test. I'm going to put myself in carbonite, go to Jabba's lair, and you got to come find me. You got to travel the galaxy, because then I know you really love me.
Life.
Yeah.
And then end up in a metal bikini costume?
Hey
now.
Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Except for Jabba. He did not win.
He did not.
The six-pack.
He got all choked up.
He did.
Sorry.
He did get all choked up. But then again, I think we all did back in the day in 1983.
We did something.
Well, I was like 6, 5.
What?
I was 5. I think that was the first movie I saw in the theater.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm.
You were like, Dad, I'm having feelings I've never had before.
what is going on here? And maybe, you
where'd
never
Rob
know.
Go? Where'd little Robbie go?
Hey.
Okay. Anyway, moving on.
We're only halfway through this Lumberyard Oktoberfest Martzen as well. So we can only imagine if we drank 2 beers on this particular episode.
Here we go.
This is a good one. The 6-pack beer Halloween costume. So you and 5 of your friends can dress up, all put the beer bottle on, and jump inside of a big box.
Yes.
That's kind of cool.
Yes, it's cool until you realize you're all 6 grown men walking around in a giant cardboard box together.
The 6-pack will break up real quickly.
Very quickly.
Mm-hmm. Bud Lightyear, that's pretty funny.
See, but yeah, like Buzz Lightyear, but Bud Lightyear, I'm down with that. See, it gets creative. And there's nothing wrong with just, like I said, getting some art. Oh, your face went up something.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
No, yeah.
'Cause we're back to
Oktoberfest
Halloween?
guest. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
the little lederhosen, St. Pauli girl. Ladies, if you have the assets, St. Pauli's girl, great beer Halloween costume.
Mm-hmm. What happened to little Robbie? Where'd Robbie go? He left again. I'll be back. I need a couple minutes. Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
This is way off the rails.
Yeah, it did go off the rails.
That's why I don't dress up. Can't do it.
Okay. But, I mean, the thing is, if kids want to go, like, this is what I get in the neighborhood. That, like, are you sure you should be trick-or-treating? Aren't you a little old to trick-or-treat? Look, if somebody's going to put a costume on and walk around and try to get candy, give them some candy.
Yeah.
This isn't a judge. This isn't a competition.
Well,
I don't care if an adult is getting dressed up. Fine. Give them some candy.
That's what we do. We have some, like, younger teenagers,
Sure.
probably 13, 14, 15 years old. The last couple of years at the house, they came home. We kept getting like, you're too old to be trick. I'm like, you know what? Be a kid as long as you can, because being an adult sucks.
Right.
Because you got bills and stuff. You got responsibilities. If you want to dress up at 14 and actually go get candy, especially if you're taking your little brother or sister with you, you can have some candy.
And
come over to the Hunter's Crib
and
to get some candy.
Have a little something for the mom and dad, too. If you can, for just the neighborhood people, not just the random people. Because in our neighborhood, I don't know if you've seen this before, they'll bus kids in. Like, they'll take vans of kids from different neighborhoods that they don't like that. They don't like that neighborhood. They think this neighborhood's going to have better candy or whatever. And this kid's, whatever. Even the dude driving that van, get out of here, man. I don't want to deal with you. But if it's a parent from the hood, have a little beer for him.
Right.
A little something in the cooler by you.
Yeah.
Hey, you want a little something?
Exactly.
Something for the road?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Especially if they don't drink craft beer, you can introduce them to craft beer on Halloween night.
Right there. That's what those travel coffee mugs are for.
Yeah. I'll sit in my front yard. I don't need a travel mug. I just come out there.
I understand, but people walking around,
Oh, yeah, if you're walking around,
there
can
be a jerk cop out there that doesn't, thinks that you're drinking in public. And
I'm not in public. I own this land.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
I know my rights.
I know my right. You can't come on my property.
Dude, please don't. Please, we'll send you back
In
to
other
our
news
podcast.
this morning, the Brewmance co-host Rob Hunter has been arrested for mouthing off to a cop in his own yard. In a statement, Hunter said, "I will be challenging this all the way to the Supreme Court if I have to." And then we never heard from Rob Hunter again. We don't know what happened to him. He was locked in solitary confinement in Supermax prison in Florence, Colorado.
Welcome to the solo Brewmance.
Yes.
I'm Mike Russell.
Rob is currently unoccupied, or he is occupied.
Very occupied.
He's sharing a cell with Ramsey Youssef in Florence, Colorado.
Ramsey Youssef. That's what you pulled out. Well done.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, we tried to blow up the World Trade
got
Center.
like El Chapo or something
That's
cool
true.
like that. He's out there. My man, Joaquin El Chapo.
No way.
El Chapo Guzman. Mm-hmm. Did you know his son got arrested?
Yeah, after like
the Chapitos.
It was after like a massive war in Mexico.
No. They arrested him. They arrested him, and then the cartel just laid waste to an entire town, and the president goes, "This isn't worth it. Let him go.
Yeah.
Let him go. He's gone." So the other cartels went, there's an idea. That's all we have to do?
Rob Hunter's not going to Mexico. He will be camping out in his front lawn, hopefully not getting arrested by the police.
Last time I was in Mexico, went down to Cabo, outside of Cabo. It's called El Cardenal. And the town there, they had one beer.
Oh, no.
One beer. Pacifico Lite.
Not even full?
Pacifico Lite was all they had.
I'm out of here. I'm
and
driving back.
Every single 12-pack had a half fill in it. Had one half fill in every single 12-pack.
It's always one.
You as if you weren't feeling ripped off enough that you had to drink Pacifico Light. You had a half fill at the end.
This is 11 and a half beers for the price of 12. Welcome to Mexico. We are the Brewmance. His name is Mike Russell. I am Rob Hunter. Every Saturday night, 6 to 7, we're here with you. Also have a podcast for you. Check it out on the iHeartRadio app. Just type in the Brewmance. We'll be back with our beer review of Lumberyard's Oktoberfest next. All kinds of beer reviews in the final segment of the Brewmance on the radio. Our weird beer of the week coming up in just a second. Our beer of the week, a full review for you to know whether or not you should try it from Lumberyard in Flagstaff. Their Oktoberfest Martzen on the way as well. We are the Brewmance. He's Mike Russell. I'm Rob Hunter. We believe life is best celebrated with great friends and great drinks. The power of the Brewmance really is hoping to bring people together to solve issues. Mike and I have our disagreements. We're like, let's sit down over beer and talk about them.
What we do every time. What we've done for years.
That's why we created this bad boy Brewmance thing.
Several years and lots of beers.
Oh, yeah. What a darn shame that is.
I know. It's a first world problem.
Terrible.
We'll take it. We will take it.
So what's the weird beer of the week this week, Mike Russell?
Oh, you remember him.
Hold on.
One of the first.
I just opened up my thing, and there was the Oktoberfest guest on there who.
Oktoberfest. Yeah.
Looks real good.
Yeah, back
How you
with
doing,
the
girl?
Princess Leia working this.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
Back to focus. Okay.
I'm going to take you back to the NBA. Back in the days where Latrell Sprewell and one other person had the audacity to bring the hairstyle of cornrows into professional basketball. We talking about cornrows, man? We talking about practice, man? We're talking about AI himself.
Not a game.
Allen.
Not a hairdo.
Iverson.
AI has a beer?
That's right.
The answer?
The Sixers said they to launch their season, which, by the way, some are predicting the Sixers are actually going to be
good team.
A very, very good team, celebrating by bringing out an Allen Iverson-inspired beer.
Fantastic. Wednesday, October 23rd, so this week was their first game against the Boston Celtics. They kicked the Celtics rear ends. Of course, being from Boston, huge Celtics fan. I was very disappointed in that, but I want to try this beer. The Answer Practice Style IPA.
Practice Style.
So good.
And for those of you who don't know, that was one of his most famous quotes, if not his most famous quote. We talk about practice, man.
Every sports fan in America that grew up in the 90s can quote you and says probably 17 times a year, a minimum. We're talking about practice.
Yeah.
Not a game.
Nope.
Not a game. Practice. Because AI was showing up late to practice back in the Sixers days.
Yes.
And
he was basically the stars of the league at that time were championing not having practice. Like getting rid of practice. Like, we're professional athletes. We don't need practice. And if we don't show up, we don't show up. Who cares?
Right.
Yeah. We're professionals. We're going to show up the game. We're going to ball like we do.
Exactly right. So the beer is made up of a local brew in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the Yards Brewing Company. They teamed up with a place called Misconduct Tavern.
Oh, perfect.
Which is awesome to provide this Answer Practice Style IPA. It has Notes of tangerine, grapefruit, pear, and tropical fruit. Pound for pound, they write, it might be the best new beer on the market. Because they used to say that about Allen Iverson. Pound for pound, the best basketball player on the planet.
That's right. And there's some accounts where you could, at certain times in his career, that could be an argument.
He took these Philadelphia 76ers to the finals one year by himself. He had no one on. He had some good players on his team. He was the only great player on that team.
Yeah, it was absolutely bananas. But this is a weird beer of the week just because it has Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson was one of the originals. Him and Dennis Rodman, I think, were the original weird people in basketball. And then I'm just glad that it does not have, it's made with Allen's sweat that they put in the fermentation tank or something like that. Like we put a vial of his sweat in this thing, yes. Because I remember they were trying to, it was Michael Jordan, they were trying to make a cologne out of his sweat, his musk. No thanks. Nope.
But you could smell like the best.
Oh,
no thanks. I'm good.
No, I do not want to smell like anyone else but Mike Russell.
Yeah, that's fine. And I cover that up because I wear cologne because I don't actually want to smell like me.
Do you wear
either.
cologne?
Every now and again.
John, my son wears cologne.
Yeah.
He loves it.
Mm-hmm.
My mom always made sure when I was in high school I was wearing it. She called it smell good. You got your smell good on?
It smell good?
Yeah. And
that was all day.
Drakkar. You kidding me?
Everybody wore that.
Drakkar back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Polo Sport.
Oh, yeah.
Obsession.
Oh, man. Obsession.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody had that.
See, we were all
and I didn't in high school. I didn't wear any.
Oh, yeah.
And that used to be the thing. You could just, dudes wearing too much. Bro.
Yeah.
Just put a little. Just spray walk through it.
Yes.
Don't
I didn't know that trick.
Yeah.
Yeah. John, now they got Axe. You got to throw Axe all over. You spray that nonsense everywhere.
Man.
Yeah, not a fan.
Nah, I ain't with that. Let me tell you about this one. Speaking of weird beers. Kirin, Japanese beer company.
Yeah, we had frozen Kirins in San Diego that one time. Yes.
We did. That was the day I lost my phone.
Oh, I knew you were going to go back to that.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Get over it, son.
I was so mad, but it was the greatest 3 days of my life not having a cell phone.
Oh.
It was fantastic.
Fabulous.
I was like, no one can talk to me. No one can text me. No emails.
And we'll send you the podcast of the show if you missed the if you missed the beginning of the show. We were talking about the average person now will spend 5.5 years of their life staring at their phones on social media.
Just social media.
Just on social media.
That's not even texting. That's not looking at apps.
Just
reading
on social
news.
media.
Checking out the Brewmance podcast on your podcast app like the iHeartRadio app. Well, Kirin, they have released a non-alcoholic beer, which we think is cool if you don't want to get drunk. We like to drink beers with alcohol in it.
Yes.
Just is. It is what it is.
Right.
So they have a non-alcoholic beer they're going to introduce that has a little special feature in it. This is a special feature they say will help fight belly fat.
Oh.
Yeah.
Comes with testosterone.
I don't know.
It's testosterone injections?
I didn't even know what it's actually called. It's fat special. I'm trying to find.
So they put something in, they're claiming it's a non-alcoholic beer that fights fat.
Yep. So you drink it, you don't get
coffee?
drunk, and it's attacking your belly fat that you normally get. The Carrata-free achieved a reduction in their total abdominal fat between 7 and 8 square centimeters, greater than those who didn't. So they did an experiment. They do this.
No, they just stopped drinking beer is what they did, and that's why their bellies went down. Come on, Kieran.
Beer bellies are kind of worth it. Let's be honest.
Oh, you kidding me? This tire around my midsection is an investment.
Yeah, exactly. I put a lot of time, sweat, money into this.
And security, by the way. We run out of food.
I'm good.
You're going before me, champ.
Yeah, it's true.
You're all fit. I've got a layer of protection right here.
You're like a bear.
I got two
ready for winter.
2 reserve tanks on the back here.
How good. But you know what?
My son grabbed my love handle the other day. Goes, Dad, I just grabbed your butt. I'm like, nope. That was my north butt.
That's pretty funny. North butt.
Yes.
North butt. So, I don't know.
Where?
I don't know.
Oh. I thought you had a thought, and I stopped.
I did, and then but I couldn't say it, so I decided decided. Well, it's not an appropriate thought. It had a swear word in it.
Oh, well.
It's all good. All right, let's talk about this beer, the beer of the week.
Please.
So every week we drink one beer. So far, as the Brewmance on the Radio has progressed, they've been all Arizona beers. This month, we featured all Oktoberfest-style beers. This one, no different. Lumberyard up in Flagstaff, Arizona. Their Martzen Fall Lager, 5.4% ABV. And what do you think, Mike Russell?
I was a big Martzen fan. I like Gordon Biersch. I think they have a good one. It's one of my first craft beers that I was into. So I really stepped out of the whole red and Martzen world and the browns for a while.
Yeah.
Coming back into it with Oktoberfest, I think we've had some good Oktoberfest beers. It's middle of the road. It's
It's okay.
To me, it's okay. To me, it's a 6. It's not overwhelming me by any stretch. It's not exciting. If I saw this on the shelf or in the fridge, I'd look to see what's next to it. But if it was the only thing I'd drink it and not complain. Yeah. So I'm going to give it a 6.
Well, and I think that's kind of where I'm at. I'm going to give it a 6 as well, simply because it makes math easier. But also because...
And there's no naughty words.
Well, it is. But it's also because I'm just kind of, after drinking them all month, I'm kind of over them. I'm not really a malt-forward kind of guy, as these German beers, at least these darker ones, tend to be. That's why I graduated from brown ales and red ales, and I kind of got away from those because I just happen to find out that my palate likes hoppier beers a little bit better. I like them a little bit bittier. I like them a little bit more fruity. So this just doesn't, it kind of clashes with my palate. It seems like it's a decently made beer. It's just not really a good beer for me to drink a lot of.
Right. I'm not saying run from this by any stretch, but it's just not something I'm going to grab again. But as far as the Märzens and the Oktoberfest that we've had, it's a normal beer.
Now, at the same time, I always like to give you this caveat. So, if you're a fan of Lumberyard, we think that's fantastic because I like going to the Lumberyard Brewery up in Flagstaff because their food is killer. It's a cool environment. It's a cool beer town to hang out in. And, you get out of the heat in the summertime, go kick it on the patio up there at Lumberyard. It's fantastic. So just because we don't like this particular beer or we rate it middle of the road doesn't mean we do not like the brewery, does not mean they do not have beers that we actually like.
And it doesn't mean we don't want you to try it.
Exactly.
If you are into malt-forward beers, give us a shout. Let us know what you think of it. Let us know what your palate is screaming.
And let us know what you want us to review because, we don't touch on a lot of porters and stouts, so we've got plans for that as we get closer to the holidays. So we're trying to segment this out. Yeah, we're going to do pumpkin next month. We're excited about that. The first one we're up from Dark Sky, also up in Flagstaff. I'm excited about that.
Was it pumpkin milkshake or
I think
something?
So.
Holy
Which is interesting.
I don't know what that means. I have no
either.
idea what that means.
This is why it's so cool to be alive right now, to be drinking craft beer in a state like Arizona that has 100 breweries and brewers that are doing fantastic things with beer.
Knee-deep in the craft brewery revolution.
Yeah, it is.
We've had an industrial revolution. We had a tech revolution. Here we're on a craft brew revolution.
It's a great way to put it.
That's where we are. I don't know any other way to put it.
And we talked on the podcast a couple of weeks ago just about with Zach, the homebrewer, and Corbin, and the process that goes into making beer. When you drink it and you realize the process and how scientific these men and women are who make the beer, you're like, it makes it even better.
Yes, I agree.
It's a labor of love.
Oh,
it's such a good one.
Love. It's not even Valentine's Day.
It is.
Yeah, it's Halloween.
We got to get out of here. We are the Brewmance. He is Mike Russell. I am Rob Hunter. Back next week, maybe. We don't know. Got to look at the football schedule, but we're always available for you on brewmance.beer, and the podcast is up always on the iHeartRadio app.
Trick or treat, y'all.